a young man named Xiao opened a script-killing store in order to make the effect realistic. He casually found a real person's photo online and made it into a death photo. As a result, he encountered a series of bizarre incidents. In the summer of 2022, Xiao Wu and his 3 friends jointly founded a script-killing store in their local area. The 4 of them were Xiao Wu, Xiao Sun, Xiao, and Xiao Ding. Their goal was to stand out in the local market through their own efforts. However, surprisingly, all 4 partners encountered some strange things. Let's start with Xiao Wu's story. At that time, they had just rented a place on the 6th floor of an office building, covering an area of about 100 square meters. Given the fierce competition in the local script-killing industry, they decided to start with a horror theme, striving to create a unique horror script to attract more customers. To create a more terrifying atmosphere, they also went to a funeral supply store to buy some real funeral supplies and carefully arranged the room. Finally, to enhance the sense of reality, they found a photo of a little girl on the internet and made it into a death photo. Xiao was young and bold at that time, and didn't have much reverence for certain things. Not long after the store opened, one night, Xiao drank some wine for socializing and felt dizzy and didn't want to go home. Since the store was not far away, he decided to rest at the store. There was a room in the store specially used for collecting evidence, with a small bed inside, as everyone who has drunk too much knows. Lying on the bed can fall asleep quickly. However, that night, although he was drunk and unconscious, Xiao could not fall asleep. He always felt cold and goosebumps never disappeared. His eyelids were tired but couldn't open. His head was clear but he could not enter dreamland. In the end, he could only open his phone and start watching videos. Let's pay special attention to this room here, which is used to collect evidence. It is a completely enclosed space filled with a terrifying atmosphere. The picture of the little girl we mentioned earlier is placed on the offering table near the wall in the room. Behind the table is a large cushion, which is also filled with various candles and other items. The whole room has no windows and is very quiet. When Xiao Wu entered the room to sleep by himself, he closed the door and there was no one at all. The bed where he slept was right in front of this offering table. At that time, he was watching a video for a long time and felt a little sleepy. Just as he was about to go to sleep, he suddenly heard a snap sound and something fell behind him. Without thinking much, he turned over to get off the bed and take a look. But just as he sat up, he saw the little girl's picture lying flat on the table, as if the support frame holding the picture suddenly broke and the picture fell down. Due to Xiao Wu's tall stature, from his perspective, he was facing the little girl's picture head-on. At that moment, the impact was too strong. He had never known what fear was before, but this time he was so scared that his courage broke. He jumped out of bed and rushed out of the store. After rushing out of the store, he called his friend to come and accompany him home. And it wasn't until the next afternoon that he returned to the store. When other employees, Xiao Sun and others in the store asked where the picture of the little girl was because they were about to start business and needed it. What happened? Xiao Wu frowned. He said that last night it was still there. The frame seemed to have broken and it was just placed on the table. But everyone searched everywhere and couldn't find that picture. But at that time, they were about to start the game, and they needed the booklet even if there was no picture. Xiao didn't participate that day due to his poor state. 2 other friends in the store, Xiao Sun and Xiao Ding, started the horror campus theme game together, with Xiao Sun playing the actor and Xiao Ding bringing the booklet and leading 5 guests to play. However, these 5 guests were very timid, so during the evidence search process, only Xiao Sun, who had the biggest courage, could lead. Xiao Sun was very familiar with the environment of the entire process, so he went to the room where he had collected evidence alone, which was also the room where Xiao Wu slept last night. He went to that room to look for clues by himself. When he got the clue, he glanced out of the corner of his eye and happened to see half a face peeking out from behind the bed, with pale eyes staring straight at him. Xiao Sun was startled at that moment. However, he thought it must be Xiao Ding playing a prank on him because they both had notebooks. He scolded, "Are you kidding me? Who are you trying to scare?" But the half-face kept staring at him without saying a word, due to the extremely dim lighting in the room at that time. As we mentioned earlier, the lights in this room were set up solely to create a horror atmosphere and had little function in illuminating the space. Coupled with the fact that time was pressing, Xiao Sun didn't have time to examine closely and scolded, "You can't play by yourself." Then he took the clue and returned to the other room. Xiao Sun returned to the original room and was surprised to find Xiao Ding sitting on a chair, chatting with other customers. They had jointly rented this place and decorated the store together. Xiao Sun knew that there was no wind castor in this room. Only one way to leave. So how could Xiao Ding have teleported instantly? This thought made him feel a shiver down his spine. The following plot was completed entirely through muscle memory. After all the players left, Xiao Sun told Xiao Wu, Xiao O, and Xiao Ding about this incident, and all four of them felt very scared, especially Xiao Wu, who had been frightened by that photograph last night. They decided to invite professionals to handle this problem. After that, the store fell silent for a while. However, due to various reasons, they moved to a new store, and such things started happening again. Several strange incidents also occurred in the new store.